bags, raise the flags. Hit them fast, secure the bag. Don't even blink, make them walk the plank. Light them up, let's make them sing. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons. On Bucs, yeah, we on. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons. The whole field's already on. Let me give you 55 reasons why this is our season. Palm trees breezing, opposing teams bleeding.
Welcome back to Buck What You Heard. My name is Gene. You can reach me at Buck What You Heard. You follow me, I will follow you back. I'm joined by my co-host, my man, KB. How you doing, my brother?
Happy Wednesday, Gene. We're one loss away from the 2 seed. Just need the Rams to lose one.
Hey, you know what, man? Hey, we're the NFC South champions, but we can enjoy this.
We're going to talk about that this episode. We're going to talk about that.
I'm going to say this. We're going to enjoy this week, but there's more work to do, and this isn't like the end of the road like it is for other teams. But we're going to talk about that. We will definitely get on that. So, big game coming up. I think, to me, every single game this going forward is a big game. The Bucs need to win out. I mean, it's just they need to. And it just makes the path to the playoffs a lot easier for them. Well, I wouldn't say easier. Each game is going to be tough, and then you got to factor in COVID, of course. So much going on. But before I get any further, one of the real friends of the show, the Bucaholics, whether it's New Orleans, whether it's Arizona, whether it's California, whether it's the United Kingdom. I mean, we've got Bucaholics all over the place. And with the game being in New York, and I don't know who's going to be able to go to that game in New York, but the Bucaholics do have some things planned. And, I stay in touch with the Bucaholics quite a bit. And I reached out and met up with Ruel Dubin, who is the captain of the Tri-State Bucaholics. And he's on with us right now. And what I wanted to do was talk a little bit about what they've got going on this weekend for this game. And
hey, Eugene, how you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about the Tri-State Bucaholics.
Yeah, so a number of years ago, if you guys recall, we had that Sea of Red out in San Diego.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
I was just, we took over that whole stadium, if you guys saw the photos and everything. And, I was just out there, on a family vacation, wanting to see the Bucs while I was down there. I actually went to the game by myself, saw the tailgate of all the Bucs fans out there. And there they were the Bucaholics. Met some contacts out there, and Jay and Steve, and kind of just touched base with them while I was there and told them I was a big fan from New York. And up here, there's not many Buc fans. It's there may be more now because we got Brady and everything. But back in the Tri-State in New York City, it's all Jets and Giants, and not many Buc fans that were in the area. So, told them I was a diehard fan and wanted to kind of start a chapter out here, and that's pretty much what happened. We've held invasions at in Buffalo, went up there and had a big tailgate, did stuff with the Giants. And because we don't play the Jets all that often, we're doing a big tailgate and big meet and greet this Sunday.
All right. So you got the food all lined up and everything.
Oh yeah, we
I'm all about tailgate, the food.
What the Buc is, of course, and we got what the Buc is partnering with, Tailgate Joe up here, who's
nice.
another Hall of Fame tailgate. So, we got the menu already set up, and they got a Mutz burger, they call it, that has burgers made out of chuck and brisket and short rib with some crispy onions and mozzarella. And
bro, you're speaking my language.
We got meatball sliders. There you go. So we got shredded beef shoulder. We got some porchetta. With broccoli rabe. We got some. Got to have the beer. So Yingling's going to have the beer up there, and it's going to be an awesome time. We're going to have a great crowd. We're going to invade MetLife Stadium with all our red and pewter. And, on Saturday, we'll be having a big meet and greet down in Lower Manhattan at
nice.
Wicked Willie's. And, we're going to be raising money for the Sjogren's Foundation, which is, the Bucaholics charity for this year. And,
okay.
We're going to have awesome prizes through the raffle and everything, where, we'll have 2 club seats available for the Jets game. If you guys didn't get your tickets yet, those 2 tickets will be available through the raffle. We'll have a JPP autographed jersey. We'll have a Levante David autographed photo. We'll have a swag bag of all the Super Bowl gear. Craft basket that was actually done by one of our members, wife and her company.
Oh, please,
And,
please, you got to shout out your members, man, by name. They can't be anonymous here. Not on this show.
So we have AJ. Yeah, we have AJ LeBate, whose wife's company is putting together that basket. Aaron Hawkins and Clevin Lamar, donated the 2 club tickets, and the Buckaholics out on the West Coast, helped us out by contributing the JPP autograph jersey, and we have some hats coming through from them as well. And Blake Lenny, who's from the Kansas chapter out there, is also donating one of those Game Changers Buckle Bruce chains. So, we have a good amount of prizes for a great cause. We're gonna have a great turnout, hopefully, and down in Lower Manhattan, just to kind of kick off the weekend and kind of paint that city red and pewter for sure before Sunday. So it should be a good time.
Man, I'm so jealous. I mean, well, let me, before I say that, what's the weather going to be like?
You know what? We actually, some of the fans coming from Florida are actually bringing some of that warm weather with them. So I think it's supposed to be actually in the mid 50s, which is crazy for this time of year. We may have some rain in the forecast, but looking at the weather, it should be good. It should be in the mid 50s and everything, and none of that 30s and stuff. So the weather hopefully should be pretty good for New York standards for sure.
There we go, man. That's the way you represent the Buckaholics, and it's really nice that you're working with What the Buck. I mean, great organization, and I love what they do. Real good friends of the show. Matter of fact, I was talking with Old School before I came on. He's always been somebody that I've really looked up to and appreciated what he was doing, especially in the lean years when the Bucs weren't winning. And so now, we're looking at something totally different now where the Bucs are winning. Have you had a chance to watch the New York Jets this year? And what are your thoughts if you have?
Well, the Jets they got the rookie quarterback, right? Number 2 overall pick. He was out for a couple of, he was out for a couple of weeks with some injury. Had the Matt White in there, who had some, which had a little bit of fever up here when he was starting. I mean, it's still a rookie quarterback, with a rookie head coach. So, I mean, they have their growing pains right now, which is what they're getting. It's been a tough year for them. And, they're going to be playing hungry. I'm sure, Super Bowl champs coming into town and everything. But, we still have a lot to play for. We have Todd Bowles coming back, where, ex-Jet head coach. So he got fired by them. I'm sure that defense is going to turn it up a bit for sure against that rookie quarterback. But, it's just a lot of growing pains,
All right.
Rookie head coach and, bad defense. So it should be a solid game for sure.
All right. And so just to kind of recap, are you guys doing anything on Friday? I mean, it's the first day of the weekend going in, New Year's and all the other good New Year's Eve and all the other good stuff. Any plans for, Bucs fans that are coming in early?
Well, some of the fans are going to be staying in Times Square.
Nice.
They're going to be pretty much taking in the Times Square festivities, but like you were touching on earlier with COVID and stuff, it's pretty crazy right now, and they kind of turned back the capacity for the Times Square festivities in the city, and a lot of people are staying down there, and but no particular plans, with Buckaholics and things like that, but plenty of stuff to do in the city and taking the sights on that day and experience on New Year's Eve for sure.
All right. Before I let you go, I do want to get your thoughts on the passing of John Madden and what are some of the memories that had you? I don't know if you're a video game guy like the rest of us, and or did you remember the turkey duck thing that he did with the 6 legs, or was there anything that kind of stuck out to you about John Madden, or do you really remember him?
Well, I remember him being, a great announcer on TV growing up. Being on the NFL telecast. A little bit too young for the Oakland Raider days when he was a coach, and like you mentioned, the video game, Madden. I mean, I pretty much had every Madden video game coming out, and he was a staple on that. But know him as a great, on the telecast, color commentator. And then, of course, you read all about him being a great head coach, and definitely in passing is definitely hurting for the sport, and it's definitely a tough loss for sure.
Yeah, we need as much positive as we can get nowadays, and it's sad with his passing. So are you on social media on like Twitter, or are you just on Facebook, or if there's somebody from New York that's checking out the show or something like that, how can they get a hold of you guys? Are you guys just on Facebook? Are you on Twitter or Instagram or any of that?
So we have the main Buckaholics Facebook page, and we also have the Buckaholics Tri-State page as well. For Bucs fans out in the Tri-State area, and I use my personal Twitter account, just to provide updates and things like that. And
what's your Twitter? I'll go ahead and follow you right now.
It's at RU_DUBI. It's NYC Buckmaniac is the profile.
The Buckmaniac scared me there for a second. I'm just kidding, but I'm not kidding.
And you said it's at RUD?
Yeah, RU_DUBI.
It's funny watching Gene concentrate.
Yeah. Well, I've been drinking all day, so there's that. But anyway.
Better give that up before the playoffs.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to discuss that too. I think I may have to take an extra hour just to get everything in, because I haven't even begun to talk about COVID or any of that other stuff. But you're welcome to stay on if you want to. I appreciate you coming on and sharing that. I think what I really want to do in talking with Steve, I want to get you guys on, you different captains on, so that people are familiar with you. Because what the Buckaholics have done has made it easy for Bucs fans to not feel like, oh, I'm the only guy in my town that follows the Bucs. And this is just amazing, especially where you are. I'm sure there are people there are transplants that move to Florida, love the team, and move back to New York or whatnot. So I'm sure there are more Bucs fans than what we know, but it's just kind of cool that you're out here to be able to do that. So, again, thank you so much, man. And I will check in with you. Will you be available game day? Because I think I'll be live game day.
Yeah,
you might be busy.
But you know what? I'll probably be getting to the lot bright and early. I mean, the tailgate starts 8:45, 9 o'clock. Runs up until game time. So.
If you could just spare maybe 5-10 minutes and just kind of give me the vibe of what's going on there. Maybe you could drop some video this time or something like that. We'll see if we can make that work.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have my cell phone if I can go live and show you the Sea of Red taking over MetLife for sure. And
that would be great.
No problem.
Yeah, I think that's a rotten ass stadium personally. Nothing like Raymond James, but I'm just maybe a little biased here, but that's just kind of where I'm at. But hey, thank you so much.
I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah.
Thank you so much again. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you before I let you go.
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook, Raw Dubin, or the Buckaholics fan group page. And then, we also have our chapter pages as well that are out there, and just simply search for them. And then, of course, the Buckaholics Tri-State page on Facebook. And definitely shoot me a message, join our group, join the main group. And, we do a lot of great things, a lot of great evasions that we're even talking about for next year, Hall of Fame, and even for the rest of the year and into the playoffs, So,
I will be invading your group soon.
No doubt. Sounds good.
All right, man. Hey, thanks a lot for calling in.
Hey, you got it. Thanks a lot, guys, for having me, and Happy New Year, and go Bucs.
Go Bucks. All right. So, my man, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are NFC South champions.
Okay, don't go buy a shirt, Gene, please.
No, I'm drinking champagne right now.
I know you're drinking champagne, but I'm saying there's plenty out there spending $50 on a T-shirt right now.
No, I'm not getting a stupid T-shirt.
I know. I'm just telling you. That's
that's
what
we'll
you do
see
is
that-
you buy the NFC South Championship T-shirts after you've either won the Super Bowl or have already lost in the playoffs, and then those $50 T-shirts, Gene. Guess what? They're like $7.
or possibly going to Africa.
Literally.
Yeah.
You can find them at Goodwill, probably courtesy of Dirk Cutter.
Yeah, exactly. So, I do want to talk about this game against the Carolina Panthers. A very interesting game. I thought the Bucs did well. I saw a lot more creativity than what I expected. So, for me, I was pleasantly surprised with this game, with the play calling in this game. How about you?
I mean, yeah, Brady. I mean, not Brady. Excuse me. AB got open a lot and against some really good cornerbacks, but that kind of worries me because we've seen it against the Saints and we even saw it against the Panthers a little bit, who, let's not forget, have a pretty good man-to-man corners for a defense. I mean, there's not much separation going on. I mean, we had the one. Oh my goodness, why am I blanking on his name? The LSU track guy.
Oh,
What's his face? He got off for like a 50-yard catch. Great. Yeah, but there was single high coverage. Cyril Grayson.
Yeah.
So like he beat, a 3 high, or excuse me, not 3 high, a cover 3 look where he just ran past his guy. But in man-to-man coverage, there just isn't much separation going on, which Brady, rightfully so, is pretty much eyeing down AB, which kind of worries me until Evans comes back. Because let's say we have to play a playoff game without Evans and a defense, let's say a good defense, even the Eagles, the Cardinals, depending on seeding, like whoever we would wind up playing. I mean, that could be tough asking if he's just eyeing down AB and Gronk, and let's say Lenny's not back. Like that could spell some trouble.
Now, is there a possibility that we don't see Lenny in the first part of the playoffs, or is he getting better and they're just like sitting him down? Or
I think Lenny and David are the two. They're just like, wait till playoffs before we even, like, the week of playoffs to even decide what the heck's going on there.
All right. Well, dude, if you don't mind, I do want to involve the people out there, the peeps. 813-358-8154. I do want to hear from you guys. This is pretty special. Couple of subjects that we are talking about. Take your pick. The Bucs going to the playoffs, punching their ticket. John Madden, rest in peace. My recollection of John Madden was I loved him as an announcer. I loved how he used the board. I love how he used a little pen and stuff like that. I mean,
Who called our Super Bowl, Gene?
Say what?
He did.
Yeah.
He called our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's how I remember him. I mean, that and obviously the game, but like.
Yeah, most definitely. But I mean, for me, John Madden was like, God, I got to save up a couple paychecks and pay all this off just so I can get this game so I can call in sick and stay home and play this game. That's what really clouds all of. I mean, I remember like being younger and watching the games and stuff, but for me, it was Madden. You know what? I actually boycotted EA Sports this year, but now with the passing of Madden, I'm really feeling sentimental, and I'm thinking about going and spending. It's 50% off.
You want glass half empty?
Yeah.
What if they do a disservice and make an even worse version of Madden next year?
I'm not getting.
Let's say he's not on the cover either. If John's not on the cover next year, the EA's got some serious issues.
Oh, EA's got issues to begin with, all their lazy ass developers and stuff. All I'm saying here is I'm feeling sentimental. This may be the last. The Bucs won the Super Bowl.
You also have a PS5 now.
Yeah, and that's you have a PS5.
No, you have a PS5.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody
That's what I
else.
mean. So now you can play this. Like 6 months ago, we couldn't have that conversation.
Exactly. I was a peasant back then. I'm not a peasant anymore.
Man, whatever.
All
Oh,
right,
shit.
and we are on. You know.
Yeah,
Gotta
but
have
we
our
have
man.
someone on. You don't even tell me. So like,
I'm sorry. I'm
you
sorry.
gotta use some like.
We have a
spells
caller.
or
We have a
something.
caller here. Caller, who are we talking with?
You know who it is, your favorite fan of someone named Crimson. Hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas with your families, man.
Oh, absolutely, man.
I hope you have a happy New Year in Texas.
Hey, all I know is the Death Star is coming, but and it won't blow up. But y'all talk Madden. In my opinion, Randall Cunningham was the first dominant player on that game, and I think that made he was the first cool player on Madden because everybody we was fight. I don't date myself. They were fighting to get Randall Cunningham.
It's funny. It's funny because I transitioned from Tecmo Bowl into Madden. Is how that all worked. Because I had Bo Jackson and I was smashing everybody.
What game system we talking about? We talking N64?
Sega Genesis,
earlier?
baby.
Sega. Okay.
Sega Genesis.
I wasn't around for that one.
Oh yeah, this was before your time. So they had this thing called Sega Genesis. Yeah. It's got this. It's a box about like this big, and you kind of have to. We'll talk about it another time. But all I'm saying is, when you had Bo Jackson was going to score. I mean, you could stack the box or whatever you wanted to do. Bo Jackson was going to score. It didn't matter. I swear, you could have Bo Jackson just wherever you wanted, he was going to score.
Yeah, and it helped. Cause I remember he had the sports stuff on at work, so all this hot take mess. But Nick Wright, for once in his life, made a good point. Well, it's like how it made you like learn the game.
Yeah.
And man, like even the game made you learn the game. And because I remember that, I was like, man, I caught myself like, why the hell aren't you calling timeout? Stuff like that. What are you doing? Why are you going for your own 40-yard line? Why are you punting there? I'm sorry, but like on the other side of the opponent's 40, just go for it.
Yeah.
But then again, the Chargers coach would go for it on his own 5-yard line because the analytics told him to.
Bro, I'm going to say this. Let me say this real quick, T. Smitty. Real quick. I think it's kind of a blessing and a curse because now we got all these GMs that feel like they know more than some of these actual GMs that do this for a living or coaches. And basically they're playing Madden on easy mode and winning, and they think that they could go out and do whatever they want to do, That's just my take on it. I love Madden, again, I just want them to do better with the product. I don't just want to pay $60 for roster change.
Some rookies.
You know what? I'll say this. Madden, I don't know who's lazier, EA Sports developers or WWE writers. I don't know who's lazier.
I think they may all work together.
But
who has the better referees is my question.
I don't know. Hey, and listeners, I've got an idea. I've just from talking with people on Twitter, I'm actually going to do Madden ratings on announcers and coaches next year. I'm working on a way to do this.
Interesting.
Because I think it needs to happen. Like Joe Buck automatically gets a score of a 30 on Madden just because I'm being nice to him. Aqib Talib, 100. You know what? I feel when I listen to Aqib Talib, I feel like I'm in the barbershop with the homies and I'm getting my hair cut. I'm talking trash, talking about somebody's mama on the other end of the barbershop, and we're all just laughing and having a good time.
Which game has he called recently?
He called the Detroit game. No, the Chicago game. He called the Chicago game.
I didn't watch that one. That's why I asked. I was genuinely
just
curious.
Listening to him, it was just like, man, I feel like I'm in the barbershop. I like this. I know probably a lot of people don't like this, but Aqib Talib is a good announcer. He's not Tony Romo good, but he's a good announcer. And Aqib Talib and Tony Romo, that's a match made in heaven right there. They need to take that gold jacket off of Joe Buck and give it to Tony Romo. Just saying.
before I talk about the Bucs, I'll say I want Marshawn Lynch there, but we need to censor out. That'd be excellent. But
Oh yeah, Marshawn Lynch calling a game.
But what we don't need is him with the Mannings. Let Marshawn be with someone who can play off of him, because the Mannings absolutely could not play off of him at all.
No, they could not. Okay, listeners, who would you want? Who would you want as your announcer to announce
Tony
a book?
Romo.
Besides Tony Romo?
No,
let's
Tony
take-
Romo and Marshawn is who I want to pair together.
That would be. Who would you pair together as your announcing team? I'm really curious to see what you got in here in the chat. Let me hear from you.
And no John Matting and Pat Summerall, please.
Yep, no John
We already
Madden.
know they're goats.
Yeah, we already. If there, this got to be somebody that's not currently an announcer. Is your choices?
yeah, I was about to say Greg Olson. I know he's a young announcer.
Greg
Well,
Olson's
I actually like Greg. Greg Olson's fun. He's fun. Even though he's a division rival, he's still fun. He's not a jackass like Drew Brees.
Well,
his
I
character.
get sometimes I mentally just mix up Jason Witten and Greg Olson. And so like I want to hate Greg Olson, but you're right. He has done well, but Jason Witten was so bad. So like I get like deja vu whenever I listen to Greg Olson.
Yeah, Witten was bad. It's like he had a concussion all the time. I don't know what was up with that guy.
And then he went back to play middle of the year.
Jesus.
Like Drew Brees almost did. Wink, wink.
Calling games must have been just too much for him.
He got 2 checks, Gene. That's how you finagle the system.
He was double dipping, wasn't he?
Yep. Could have to pay him off his contract. But I got one question for you guys. Right?
All right.
And I like talk about like people. It's like one thing. I think people make things like what the Saints did a couple weeks ago so difficult, like make it more difficult than what it is. I think with them, like Brady is a rhythm thrower. And he's like that person where like if his pencil's in the wrong spot, he loses his mind. And you can throw him off. But if you throw that rhythm off, he ain't going to get the ball out so fast and he has to hold it. And I think they do a good job of that. If you're going to play zone against Tom Brady, he's going to kill you with death with 1,000 cuts. But if you could just man up, I think he could still have success. Because the other night was just a bad night. But he could still have success, but it won't be like as risky if you get what I'm saying.
Well, speaking of Madden, I mean, the Saints, if you watch the tape, they literally just play 2-man under. And anyone who plays Madden knows what that defense is.
Yeah.
You have everyone manned, 2 high safeties. That was it. No spies, no fancy zones, no fancy dropbacks like Todd Bowles does. No. Rush 4, drop 7, 2 in his deep zones. You can't throw deep. Everything's in front. The Bucs didn't cross. They just don't know what to do.
And this is what I don't understand. Why don't you get
baby.
creative? This is when you get creative. This is when you call that play that nobody's expecting. The
Rashad Perriman crossing. That
Exactly.
play alone would have destroyed the Saints, and we haven't seen that play once since it literally won us a game.
I mean, the Statue of Liberty, something, a wing tee. Throw something out there.
No risk it, no biscuit, baby.
No risk it. Hell yeah, man. Put the wing tee out there.
Ooh, we got Ples.
What's up, Ples?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. And T. Smitty, you're spot on with that, man. So, what do you think? What are you thinking throughout the rest of the season? How do you feel? How you feeling?
Well, I think the Bucs are going to win these next 2 games. We're playing the same 10-day contract guys that signed with NBA teams. Who if you put them
Not
on
a world peace.
a silhouette, not even a picture. But I think the Bucs they need to worry about just getting healthy, not worry about trying to win Tom Brady MVP. Because you also have to get these running backs going.
Right.
There's no telling Leonard. It's a hamstring. You got to get Ronald Jones going. You got to get Sneak Vaughn going. You got to get hey, if he's gonna win the MVP, he's gonna win the MVP. These next 2 games ain't gonna mean diddly squat,
Right.
But the Bucs need to just get healthy these next 2 games. Get healthy on the defense, and I think what KB always been saying, he's right. Play Joe Tryon, Sharinka. I always say, sure, you can uppercut move. I always say that.
Hey, Ples, the man down here, is the one who started that trend.
Yeah, he started.
Yeah.
Sure, you can. Yes. And I'll say this. Play him more because I hate to say this. APP is about. I don't think he's coming back. You got to roll with that kid. Get him the reps he needs.
Yeah.
And you should draft him in the first round for a reason. These are the perfect 2 games because you got the Jets who are a mess. This is the only team franchise dumb enough to have a rookie head coach, a rookie offensive coordinator, a rookie quarterback. How stupid is that? But, nobody knows what the hell they're doing. And then the Panthers, Cam Newton throwing a ball like he's skipping a rock on a punt. And Darnold, we know only Colin Cowherd still believes in him. So you get right against those 2 teams, just get a rhythm. Get a rhythm with those other receivers as well. Because I think Brady has to get the ups and downs with getting a rhythm with those other receivers.
Yeah.
Because we don't know if Mike Evans going to come back day one. It's a hamstring. You don't know when that it can flare up, may not be 100%. So you're going to need the Graysons, the Perrymans of the world.
That's right.
I think this is a good time to get those other guys ready. And I think they'll be, as long as they healthy, like we said last year, just get in the dance. You may get some bounces your way, and you may see what happens. Because I know everybody's hyping on Green Bay right now. They let a lot of people stay in games.
Yeah.
They don't dominate nobody. Even though the Bucs actually squash bad teams. The Packers don't even do that. Yeah. And I think like Dallas is, to me, the Rams and Dallas are the toughest matchup because Dallas has those weapons and a good defense.
And their defense is coming along. Their defense is gelling at the right time.
Yeah.
It's just hard for me to.
And the Rams could throw the ball. And the Rams could throw the ball over their heads. And that's what they do against that defense. So I think those are the 2. But I won't count them out because you just got to get in the dance, man.
Yeah.
And then you see what happens after that. But I know you guys got other people.
Hey, I do want to ask you this because I didn't really get to see a comment from you on this. What is your opinion of Sam Darnold? I mean, did the Carolina Panthers buy a boat anchor or what happened here?
By the way, he's starting the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
All right, here's the thing, right? I never thought he was all that because even if a quarterback doesn't work out, they at least got to flash something.
Right.
And he didn't flash. Now, I always say, like, for instance, it didn't work with Jameis Winston here, but at least he flashed something. Being fair. Sam Darnold flashed nothing.
Yeah.
I think Adam Gase should sue Sam Darnold for slander. Because the Panthers, they traded a number 2 for this guy and then picked up his option so quick.
Yeah, but if he's healthy, they don't have to pick it up, correct? Is that how that works?
Yeah. Yeah, but he's healthy, he's playing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised he's playing, to be honest. Tells me Matt Rule might be around too.
Well, Matt Rule's on the hot seat, and Matt Rule screwed up by not, by even making that move. I know that a lot of people don't think that Teddy Bridgewater is the answer. Teddy is steady. You could have held along or did something to get in the draft or get a quarterback or something. But Sam Darnold was not. I'm sorry. I don't see what they saw in Sam Darnold in the game film, to be honest. I really don't. I mean, when you talk about decision checkup from the neck up, the guy. Plus, what do you think, man?
He's average. I mean, I
He's
said in
mid.
the offseason, I was like, why are you doing these moves? I mean, it's
mid.
Not going to help you. You might as well keep Teddy Bridgewater, and you could probably have same record or maybe a little bit better record right now.
Maybe it's about the draft status. I don't know. Well, hey, T. Smitty, thank you so much, man, for calling in. I really appreciate you.
Great call.
Hey, and I gotta say, I always say it's good talking to you guys, and you guys do great work, man. And we just got to be honest here. Yeah. National media don't know squat. They still think Chris Godwin's not a slot receiver. And, I say this. Last year, it got me rolling hot take media. They talk like by Donovan Smith like he was a rookie. He's been here 5 years, people.
Like they ain't never seen him before.
Yeah, and he got, and one thing also, I just think that, like I said, the Bucs has got to get healthy, get Shaq Barrett, make sure he's healthy. And, can I say about Shaq Barrett real quick?
He's invisible. He hasn't earned his money. But go ahead.
Yeah. I think the problem is that I think Shaq Barrett, like I said, is a damn good football player. Is he Myles Garrett? Hell no, but he still gave you 12 sacks. You don't have to get Myles Garrett. We just need productive. And, and I think he does his job. He busts his ass. And I like the fact that even though he got his money, that he was still hungry. And that says a lot about him, and that passed on to those young guys.
Bro,
Hey,
I'm going to say this.
Day,
yeah, real quick, T. Smitty, and then I'll let you go. Shaq Barrett's making plays away from the ball, away from where the camera is at. And this is what a lot of people can't wrap their heads around. Your box score GMs, your box score coaches cannot wrap their heads around the fact that this guy is putting pressure on the quarterback. He's stressing an offensive line in some way.
Plays the run.
Yeah. And people can't wrap their head around that. They can only see sacks or maybe getting a hand in the face of the quarterback. That's all they can see. And so, yeah, I'm good with, and I'm cynical about it. That's why I say he's the invisible man, thanks to what somebody else had brilliantly chosen to call him early on in the season. But anyway.
Hey, but hey, I'll let you guys get to it, man. Like I said, you guys have a happy New Year, man, and you guys take it easy. Keep up the great work, guys.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, on that Shaq Barrett thing real quick, I just want to preface everything we say about JPP is kind of in the same boat as Shaq. I'm not mad that we paid JPP the extra year. I don't care that it's $10 or $10 million, whatever. This man literally played on broken everything for not just past 6 weeks or whatever, the past 3 years. This man played through broken necks, broken backs, like that mentality is what this defense needs. And even though he's not playing, he's still a mentor here. But Shaq earned his money. I just want to preface that. JTS is just ready.
Yeah. And I agree with Ken. JPP, like, he can't lift up his left arm. So, like, the guy's playing with one arm out there, and you have a guy in JTS who can do a lot more right now. You got to put him out there. Same thing with Cam Gill. Let these guys get reps and, see what they can cause. Obviously, the pressure rate is good when they're in there. And, so it's just been an issue for JPP this year with the torn rotator cuff, and for him to be playing with that is, speaks volumes.
That's insane.
But when you can't lift up your left arm, and offensive linemen, they can game plan towards that. So, they know how to stop him, and he just hasn't been the same player. And I'm glad that they're finally let him rest, and maybe he can be, a factor in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's my goal, man. Is just everybody healthy. Last year the late bye week was a blessing in disguise for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think we can all agree on that. With the accumulating injuries that we're continuing to see, it'll be good to see everybody coming back healthy into the playoffs. I'd love to see Mike Evans get that 1,000 yards. If he doesn't, I'm good with that. But if the Bucs can win a Super Bowl with him healthy, I'm even better with that. So the individual accolades, I'm kind of indifferent to all that. But the fact that you can go and play for a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl just supersedes all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put a tweet out on Mike Evans, and everyone's like responding, "What about the 1,000 yards? What about the 1,000 yards?" I'm like, man, that doesn't matter. Let's get
that's right.
Let's get a second ring,
Just the ring.
So, and I'm sure Mike would agree. Like he wants the record. Everybody would love to have that record, but
he could also get 101 against the Panthers in Week 8.
Exactly.
By himself.
But even if he doesn't play, like let's say he's out for the next 2 weeks, I mean, it's not going to kill him. Yeah. He knows what matters, and that's winning the playoffs. So.
That's right. I mean, they've all tasted the playoff victories and going to the Super Bowl, man, they're hungry. That's what I'm loving right now. So it's definitely something that, we should all be thankful for. But you know what? Plus, I'm really glad you're on, man. I both of you guys are.
Yeah, I saw the show.
You guys have been instrumental with Buck What You Heard, and I appreciate both of you. Plus, we were there during the lean years where this offensive line was shit, this defensive line was shit.
Oh, the whole team.
Sorry, plus he brought me on. We started winning.
Hey, that's what it's about.
That's what it's about, bro.
Sacrifice.
But we've been there. We've seen this. I mean, just time in and time out. Games the Bucs that Bucs could have won, they let slip away. Bucks had the game won in the fourth quarter and they let it slip away. What we're seeing this year is a totally different team compared to what the Bucks have been historically. The Bucks have gone out and won games. Historically, they don't win. And we should be appreciating all this. We should be enjoying the ride. The fact that the Bucks are the NFC South champions for the first time since 2007. Or were you like in the second grade?
Let's see, 2007. I was
in fourth grade, Gene.
Oh, my bad. You know I'm bad with math.
I think I was a senior in high school at that time.
No shit, I'm 14. I'm in eighth grade. I take that back. I can't count.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, man. It's just we need to be appreciating this. This needs to be trending on social media. The fact that the
I
Bucks
can't count either. I was way older. My bad. Yeah, I was 27. So
I counted down and that messed me up rather than I should have just counted up.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, 2007. Yeah.
There you go.
No, I was right. 2007. I was right. I was in high school at that time. That's right. Math. I can't do math tonight. All right.
Yeah, exactly. That's look at me. That's what a 4-year degree will get you. It won't get you.
Even
shit.
though I was honors in calculus, I can't do math tonight. So.
Yeah, I dated a girl that could do abstract math but couldn't balance a checkbook. So there is that. But these are, to me, this year is very special to me because of just the Bucks winning these games. The Bucks going out and doing. I mean, how many times have we seen Cam Newton come out and just piss all on the Bucks?
Hey, he started to. He scared me for a hot second.
Yeah, he did. But now
he had a couple runs, but Jordan
that's what I mean.
Whitehead,
I had no faith in him throwing, but if they ran him some more, I started to get a little nervous.
Yeah. He had one breakthrough, but Jordan Whitehead came to play.
Stud.
Lit his ass. That guy, Jesus Christ, Jordan.
He should
Whitehead,
have been Defensive Player of the Week.
all the Jordan Whitehead slander, and I've been trying to go back and find screenshots of people smashing on that guy early on in the season. But that guy came to play.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
my
just
God,
another week for him. I mean, he's been doing this kind of play consistently. If you really study the tape, this is what he does. I mean,
and don't look, they played dime.
Yeah.
They played dime and moved Whitehead down.
They had him at linebacker.
I never thought they'd do it, Gene. Plus, they did it.
Here they were like, "Oh well, hey, let's watch Real Bucks talk tonight and let's see what they say. And maybe we can just kind of sprinkle a little bit of this into the playbook here."
Yeah. Yeah, it was
so
pretty
funny because you were talking about this.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see. I mean, they only did a little bit of it.
Plays,
yeah, not much, but again, it was
they did
the fact that they actually did it.
Right.
They understood they could take Minter out, replace him with someone faster, and that things would go well. That's just mind-blowing.
I love the balance personally because, they had Minter in on a few plays, but, it wasn't like they were forced to use him the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. And Minter did his job. He wasn't, they didn't put him in positions where he wasn't going to be successful. I think one time he was matched up on a running back and I got scared, but other than that,
it could have been a TD.
That should have been a TD right there. If they had
but thankfully I think we did get some pressure on that play, so that the throw was off. It was kind of the same thing early where we blitzed Cam Newton. I think Mike Edwards came in and he underthrew the running back. So, I mean, they did a lot of things where they just hid, their weaknesses, which I think is something I would like to see more. And hopefully that continues to happen. But these guys got to stay healthy. I mean, this COVID thing is scary. And now with,
Diego,
these other injuries, hopefully Antoine Winfield can come back this week.
Yeah,
he didn't practice today. I know some people tweeted out that he did. He did not.
Oh, he did not. Okay.
He was out there, but he did not practice.
Okay, then he's probably out this week too. Which is fine. I mean, rest him for the playoffs.
So basically, it looks like, and this is according to PFF, Antonio Brown questionable with a leg injury. Antoine Winfield Jr. questionable. Shaq, of course, Godwin, Dean, COVID reserve, and David and Fournette are on IR. So everybody else, I don't see any other.
Wait, we actually put Fournette on IR?
Yeah, Fournette was,
Okay,
I
good.
believe, put
I didn't
on
think we did.
Or I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they made that official. Fournette, I think, is going to be out a while. If anyone watched our show on Monday, Mark is a physical therapist, and he feels like that injury is much worse than what people think.
Yeah.
So
I believe that.
Well, and then how about another injury? Plus, when we were sitting together, who did I talk about the most during the game? Who did I yell at the most?
oh, Bradley Pinion.
So Bradley Pinion has this mysterious hip, and apparently, according to different people that I've spoken and heard talk about on different podcasts, apparently he was healthy all week, practiced all week, and then it was, maybe I should take the day off type thing, and then they bring up the.
He checked his PTO and he's like, "Hey, yeah, I got enough PTO hours."
Listen to this, Gene. Him and BA apparently have this talk where he's not going to play, so they bring up the young kid from Armwood. And so he's the punter for the day. But Bradley
Shout out
Pinion's
Armwood.
he's posting on his Instagram like him warming up for the game. And then he's still out again with this hip injury.
Right.
So what is it, Bradley? Is it your hip? Is it your brain? What's going on, Bradley? Because you need to fix this punting, man. Suckup hit some touchbacks. That's all I'm going to say. Suckup looked pretty fine to me kicking off.
I'm team Suckup, as long as you know that.
Did he kick off? I didn't even know.
Oh, he did, and he had a couple touchbacks.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I don't think they had many returns, did they? Maybe a couple at the end, but
yeah. Hey, and we do have our guest as my man Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. My man, how you doing?
Sorry, guys, dude. I got working on a house project and got caught up. I just totally.
Hey, where's the hat, man? You gotta rock the hat and the goggles, man. Where's it at?
Oh yeah, that's normally what I had on.
Bam! Are you from Up
tonight?
He's from Up, man.
He's literally the main character from Up.
That's awesome.
There we go. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I want to introduce you to everybody. This is Michael Pless from Real Bucs Talk. This guy is X's and O's. He's a GM. He should be a GM if he's not a GM.
Myth.
There you go, man.
That's his saying.
Caps a myth. That is his philosophy right there. My man KB. KB is the co-host. He's the co-captain of this ship here. And of course, you got me, Gene, from Buck What You Heard. Bro, I loved your show last night. I love the show, man. And I'm here to tell you, I love good content. I just love football. And so folks, if you don't know who this is my man Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. Because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are facing the New York Jets this weekend, it's going to be a good game. COVID has kind of leveled the playing field a little bit, it looks like. So this will be a good game. I mean, any given Sunday, I'm not going to discount any team, but this just will be a good game. Guys, do you have any questions for my man? He's very knowledgeable about the Jets.
Sam Darnold, how you feeling?
Oh, dude, I'm so glad Sam Darnold is gone. I was like,
you feel vindicated
probably around week 7 of last year, and I was probably on board with moving on from him quicker than a lot of Jet fans were, and people were like pretty ticked off at me when I started saying that. But I was like, look, I'm not running it back with Sam. Like, the worst thing you can do. We've done this in the past. The last time the Jets passed on a quarterback early in the draft, it was the Watson and Mahomes draft. We wound up taking Jamal Adams because we saw the quarterback class the following year, and we're like, oh, we could get someone good in that class. And we wound up having to trade 3 second-round picks to go up and get Sam just 3 slots. So we were up at number 2. You take your quarterback, you trade Sam for what you can get. Now it looks great because worst-case scenario, like, we have a 2nd, a 4th, and a 6th from the Panthers, and they just keep stinking. We need your help one more week to knock them down a little bit.
Well, you used that Jamal Adams pick and got some first back.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We got, so the Jamal Adams pick turned into 2 firsts, a 3rd, and a starting safety. The safety is
Bradley McDougall, our guy. We love Bradley McDougall in Buckland.
Oh, it was great. We were so happy to have that for that brief season.
Yeah. What do you think of Zach Wilson? I mean, was he your guy to begin with, or did you want someone else?
So leading up to the draft, I was huge on trading 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson prior to everything coming out with him. Right. I would have given up number 2 overall. I would have given up 1 first this year and 1 first next year, and no one would have been able to match it. So like that was where I was. Then everything comes out, and then I was like, all right, I guess we're drafting a quarterback now. So I probably of the quarterbacks that were there, I was kind of flip flopping back and forth between Justin Fields and Zach Wilson. Once we made the hire of Robert Saleh and we knew the Shanahan system was coming in, it just sort of made sense to go with Zach at that point.
Right.
Look, I'm not going to lie, he's been disappointing, so far this season. What we've tried to do is look at the first half of the season and look at the second half of the season and see if you've seen any kind of growth throughout the year. And we have. There is tangible results from things he was screwing up on early on. You look at prior to his injury, he had a ton of interceptions, not many touchdowns. Since coming back from the injury, I think he has 2 interceptions and like 6 or 8 touchdowns. So
it's good.
The last 3 games he hasn't had a pick. That's something that's baby steps all the way up. But he's been without. I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago, but I know this past week he was without wide receiver 1, 2, 3, tight end 1, left tackle, left guard, right guard, all out. We just got Michael Carter back from IR. Hopefully we get Elijah Moore back this week. It doesn't sound like him or Crowder are going to be able to go. So it might be another long day for Zach Wilson.
So as I'm looking at your lineup, you've got Cole, Berrios, and Mims as your 1, 2, and 3, I believe. Or your
Crowder.
Crowder's out right now.
Oh, Crowder's out.
Yeah, so
he might come. Him and Moore may come back this week. Moore's dealing with a hamstring. I don't know what Crowder's dealing with right now. But receiver-wise, we're pretty weak. We were super high on Denzel Mims 2 years ago. We drafted him in the second round. I thought this guy was a first-round talent. I was so pumped. I wanted him, at our original pick in the second round. Then Joe Douglas trades back, and then we take him there. So we were happy when we got it, but it just he's been so bad all season long this year. The beginning part of the season, we weren't playing him, and we're like, well, what the heck's going on? I feel bad for the guy because we drafted him last year. And then you go into this offseason, you wind up bringing in Keelan Cole, Corey Davis, and then drafting Elijah Moore higher than you drafted Denzel Mims. And that's like Denzel Mims coming in thinking, I'm going to be the guy next year. Yeah. So he gets screwed automatically. Then he gets food poisoning from our own facility, can't practice through training camp. Then he's behind the 8 ball there. Then Robert Saleh comes out and LaFleur come out and they say the dude's got to learn all 3 positions because right now he's stuck behind Corey Davis because it's the only position he knows. And Corey Davis obviously paying him $12 million a year. We were not going to start Mims in place of him. Corey Davis has just been better anyway. Right. But yeah, no, Mims has been disappointing. So a lot of Jet fans think he probably will not be on the team next year. We might be able to go through training camp and then either cut him or we'll try to trade him to the Panthers and Matt Rule because Matt Rule was his coach at Baylor just a few years ago. So I think that's
Matt Rule is even there.
They paid him a ton of money. I'd be pretty shocked if they got rid of him, even though they should. It's just, I don't know if they'll eat that.
I mean, he's a division rival. I'm good with him staying there. I love what he's doing, by the way. So personally, so it doesn't matter.
I have one question. Mm-hmm. So Tom Brady, you're one of the few franchises in the AFC East that has actual success against him. You guys think you got a chance with a different uniform? Is that maybe going to change your luck a little bit?
We've barely had success against him. My Super Bowl was that playoff game in 2010 when
Mark
Rex
Sanchez
Ryan's running down the field and Sean Green's falling into the end zone and sleeping in the end zone. That was my Super Bowl.
Well, people forget you've beaten them in the playoffs. You might not be. Miami's probably had a little bit more consistent success, but you have the playoff win. You have the Rex Ryan year where you had some wins thrown in there. Yeah, but the Bills are the ones who are absolutely owned by Tom. People think it's the Jets. It's the Bills.
We had the butt fumble, and that's what people remember. It's gotten to the point where it's they were not able to. They had to retire that from the not top 10 because people just kept rooting for it.
Bro, you got butt fumble. We've got Mercer.
What do you guys have?
Mercer. So when Greg Schiano, or not Greg Schiano, excuse me, was it Greg?
It was Greg Schiano.
So when Greg Schiano was in Tampa, literally Carl Nicks, huge free agent signing from the Saints, goes down. Kicker goes down. The entire facility is shut down for Mercer.
Mercer.
That's terrible.
And then right after Mercer, you have the Josh Freeman situation between Taco Bell, drugs, and alcohol. Excuse me, not drugs, alcohol, and all of that, all in one season condensed.
Yeah, It's all happened together.
See,
It's
you guys
just-
got to turn it around. I was like so jealous of everything you guys had going on. And then Tom Brady goes down there. I was like, here we go. Gronk comes out of retirement. AB goes down there. Leonard Fournette goes over there. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This damn quarterback takes less money than he should have. He hurts the entire league, mainly quarterbacks, the entire league by taking half the contract he should have. Oh, man, I could rant about Tom Brady for like way too long. I'll admit he's the best quarterback of all time, but he did. I get frustrated.
So, just kind of grading your team.
Mhm.
Are you happy? Have you seen pluses in your team, things to build on for next year, or how are you feeling about the Jets right now?
I'm feeling all right. I think a lot of Jet fans are cautiously optimistic. I think the biggest piece we have to worry about is Zach Wilson for sure. Our defense hasn't seen a lot of love the last few off seasons. The last two off seasons, we really spent a lot of times revamping the offensive line, adding some offensive weapons. Our first and second round picks, both last year and this year, have all gone towards offense. We wind up trading Jamal Adams away. You trade Leonard Williams away. You wind up bringing in Carl Lawson, LaMarcus Joyner, and Vinny Curry, and all three wind up getting knocked out for the year before they play like any snaps for us. So defensively, we're really weak. CJ Mosley is not very fast. He's not the tight or linebacker that he was.
Kids, don't
3
take a
years
year
ago.
off football. Just don't do
A
it.
year off football, and he opted out.
Oh,
Or he got
Le'Veon
hurt.
Bell. We have Le'Veon now, so we know what it's about.
Great example.
Dude, it's so like defensively, we're hurting. This offseason is going to be a huge defensive push for the Jets. Offensively, I like our offensive line. Unfortunately, Mekhi Becton got rolled up on by his own teammate week 1, so he hasn't played all season. They just announced he's going to be shut down for the rest of the year.
Smart.
That's smart. That is a smart move.
Yeah, I think so too. I called it probably about a month ago.
Because you're looking at a marathon, you're not looking at a sprint here, and just getting everybody ready. I mean, the one guy, the guys that I like Braxton Berrios. I think it's Braxton Berrios. I love him. I love his potential. I think he's got a good ceiling. He's somebody that will definitely be in the cards for next season. Will Parks is probably my favorite player of everybody on the New York Jets, personally.
Why is that?
I don't know. I like him. Sheldon Rankins. I love Sheldon Rankins. I wanted the Bucs to draft him back in the day, but just love watching Will Parks. He's just somebody I think that he can really. He's
Quentin
somebody-
Williams love here.
Huh?
Quentin Williams
Dude,
is my
Michael
guy.
Carter, wait till
Braces
you
and
guys watch
all.
Michael Carter, the running back, not the cornerback. Both are playing really well. This draft class for the Jets might be the best draft class in the NFL this year. And aside from Zach Wilson, you got Elijah Vera Tucker, who's playing, unfortunately, like the second best guard because Trey Smith has been incredible with Kansas City. Then you have Elijah Moore, who's been lightning in a bottle. Michael Carter has had, I think he's the second most yards after contact. Like, this guy is an absolute freight train. And then our young guys, Eccles and Michael Carter in the secondary, both playing really well. So if Joe Douglas can go into next season, have a draft similar to this one, you got 2 top 10 picks right now. Right now we're picking 4 and 6, depending on what happens with Seattle. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward
good
to
though. Russ isn't looking good.
Seattle is just. I don't even know what to make of Seattle, to be honest.
Well, Russ is hurt. Let's just be real here.
Oh, dude, Russ is going to New York next year. He's going to the Giants, 100%.
No, but they said they're sticking with Jones and.
Yeah, I'm sure they're sticking with their GM too. It's not happening.
We know all about him.
Pete Carroll is in Seattle. Russell's gone.
Yeah, I would think Russell's either gonna go to the Giants or the Saints. If I were him, I would go to the Giants because I think that's an easier division path. Actually, maybe not.
Well, see, here's the problem with the Saints.
Brady retires.
Well, so the Saints are $80 million below the cap before you even, or excuse me, above the cap before you even talk about Russ's contract. Then you have to trade the first round picks, which the Saints are going to be picking in the teens, early 20s, depending on their playoff situation. So those picks aren't as valuable as, let's say, the Giants. There's the New York appeal for Sierra. Let's be real. That is a thing. When you have someone who's an artist, like that plays into the equation in New York.
Sure.
But then you have receivers in New York. You don't know what's going on with Michael Thomas, if he's even going to play next year at all, let alone with the Saints or whatever that situation is. Saints, they don't. I mean, yes, they can get Russ, but they're going to have to probably give away some players as well if they're going to lose Teron Armstead most likely in free agency because they can't afford it. Marcus
There's some
Williams.
interesting possible scenarios.
Yeah.
So the Jets and Saints have a little bit of history trading and free agent wise and whatnot. There's a lot of Jet fans that would be okay giving up a first round pick for either Lattimore or Ramchick because they're two positions of need, cornerback and right tackle. Whether it be for them straight up or maybe the Saints trading up to go get a quarterback, which I think is probably a little more realistic than going after Russ, who I think his contract this year is $24 million.
It's heavy.
But what was it?
I said it's real heavy.
I think it's 24 next year, and I think it's 27 the year after that because the signing bonus doesn't come over with it.
Yeah.
It's still, I still think the Giants make the most sense. I think the most you guys have to worry about is Deshaun Watson ending up in Carolina. I think that's a realistic possibility.
I think he ends up in Miami, personally.
Yeah, that's the other one too.
That's the sexiest move that I could see. And just with what the coach has done, I think I'm sorry, Tua. I know people like Tua, but I just don't think he's the answer in Miami. I think if you have a chance, if they can clear up all the legal stuff, I think you got Deshaun Watson in Miami.
Hey, you can let Jalen Waddle shine if you have Deshaun Watson in there.
Jesus
That's all I'm
Christ,
gonna say.
scary. So for you, I mean, right now, are you comfortable with Wilson being your quarterback? And where are you starting to build at? I mean, just looking at this team.
So if I'm looking at Zach right now, I would say Zach's best argument for having him be our quarterback right now is a weak draft class. I don't want to trade for Russell Wilson. I don't want to trade for Deshaun Watson. I don't want to trade for Aaron Rodgers. So there's really no one out there that I'd want to attempt to replace him with anyway. Like if you want to bring in a backup, that's fine. I don't know who you'd look for really, but I would definitely try to surround Zach for at least next year, if not 2 years. Just put everything you can into this kid, help him out on the offensive line with weapons, with defensive players, build the team up. Because worst case scenario, if Zach is not the guy, then you have your team built and you can go up and get your quarterback after that. So that's kind of where I'm at on Zach. I have a lot of faith in the kid because he's got a rocket for an arm. He is incredibly elusive in the pocket. He is very, very tough to kind of contain, but he's had issues with the easy stuff. So like the running back in the flat, the tight end coming on and out, 5 yards out. It's just for whatever reason, he's kind of trying to throw the ball as opposed to just doing it. And he winds up overthinking it. So I like what we have in him. This offseason, I was really disappointed. I wanted Chris Godwin in the worst way this offseason, and I think he winds up going back to you guys maybe in September, October, once his
he's not leaving.
No, he's not going anywhere.
I can see OJ Howard possibly.
That's exactly who I thought might be an option for us.
How
do you guys feel on OJ? Because I know a lot of Jet fans are a lot do not like him at all.
You can have him.
No, OJ. I mean, we have Brait, who Brady trusts, and Gronk obviously trust. Bruce I mean, when OJ's playing, he's basically playing blocking tight end role. So we're not going to pay him, and we're gonna have to resign Carlton Davis, Godwin, Sue, Whitehead, possibly Kappa. There's just too many people for us. OJ's gone.
I figure Howard would be leaving, but is he just not a good player? Because the other person I want to look at is David Njoku, assuming that Gesicki is not franchise, or assuming he is franchise tag.
I mean, watch the Eagles game is probably the only game he's stuck out this year. And then I'd watch the first 4 games last year before his Achilles. He was actually our best weapon, believe it or not. OJ, I mean, depending on how this Achilles thing is, it's health. And then really, he hasn't even gotten much of an opportunity. Cutter basically ignored him. He only got his main targets when Fitzpatrick was the quarterback, is when he had his best impact. So I feel like OJ hasn't gotten his fair shot. But, I mean, as Gene's saying, I mean, he has had his troubles with staying healthy. And then when Tom came in, he's got the short end of the stick once Gronk got going.
And my thing was, if they started out with a great relationship until the injury, That was my expectation, was to see Tom Brady working with OJ Howard. Again, if it's a tight end friendly system, I think OJ Howard is your guy. He's kind of mid as far as like pass blocking and stuff like that. But I would like to see him in a system where they would actually utilize him to his strengths.
Utilize his athleticism. That's the thing. Have him run the seams. That's when he's been his best. Or just running across the formation. Don't make him run anything fancy. Like, just keep it simple. Let his speed create that separation.
Yeah, I agree with the fellas. It's been a utilization of him, and he just hasn't been used the proper way. And then also lack of focus, I think, comes into play at times. That's where the inconsistencies happen. He has trouble with catching the football, at a consistent rate, especially when he does get his opportunities. But I mean, he'll show you flashes. I mean, he's got plenty of flashes, but it just seems like putting it all together definitely has been a struggle for him.
Shaq married him. Give him a 1-year deal. See what he's got. I mean, that's a guy you give $4 million to, and you just see, hey, can you break out?
And based on the 6 or 7 games I've seen from the Jets, it seems like that's a pretty tight end friendly offense that you guys are running. I think it may be something that he could potentially work in as well. So,
yeah, we need a tight end in the worst way. We traded our projected top tight end of the year, Chris Herndon, for a 4th round pick, which was a great trade. He wound up not having any catches for like the first 8 games or something like that. We trade Dan Brown, our 3rd or 4th string tight end, who was mainly a special teams guy, to the Chiefs for LDT, what was their starting right guard before Trey Smith. We got him, and then they wound up cutting Dan Brown, so we wound up bringing him back in. We basically got their right guard for nothing.
For free.
But tight end, that's been something Jet fans have really, really wanted. And based on the Shanahan system, the way they use Kittle out in San Francisco, we definitely need a tight end. And I expect us to go after someone like OJ Howard or Njoku in free agency, and then probably I would think draft someone. Gesicki, Ramona K, is someone I would very much want. You steal him from a division rival, and I think he's the best tight end that's coming out on the free agent market. The Dolphins just have a ton of cap space, so I think they tag him.
Yeah, so that's definitely a possibility.
Especially it's Tua's one of favorite guys, outside of Waddle. So yeah.
So I did want to kind of get your thoughts on a few things. And again, thank you so much. Guys, if you're just joining us, I have Ryan from the Jets Talk 24/7 on with us. Dude, now that you're on, you're a friend of the show. You're always welcome on whenever. I've always wondered, because I don't know how people look at Jets lore, but who would be on your Mount Rushmore? And let me give you mine first.
Sure.
Smoking Joe.
All right. So I've got of course, Broadway Joe Namath, Richard Todd. I've got Mark Gastineau, Darrelle Revis.
I was about to say, if you didn't say Revis, Buccaneer great Darrelle Revis, I was going to jump through the screen, Gene.
Darrelle Revis, and
that's 4.
That's 4.
No, isn't there 4?
Only four heads on that one.
Yes, 4.
Yeah.
4 heads.
There's that Indian one not too far away, also. But
all right, so those are my 4.
All right. If I had to pick 4, it's tough because I wasn't around for Joe or Altoon or Gastineau or Klecko or any of the really big time Jets. So I guess in my time watching,
so just for your era, it doesn't have to be any specific era.
For me, Revis would have to be on there. The guy was incredible. And then I'd probably split it between Mawai and Mangold. I love Nick Mangold.
Mangold. I didn't even think Nick Mangold is perfect.
I would put those 2 up there. Curtis Martin, and then for me, I'm probably missing. Probably DeBrickashaw Ferguson. It would probably be Brick as the 4th guy. He missed 1 snap his entire career, and it was a trick play that Rex Ryan took him out for. So they had
crazy.
No offensive linemen. It was literally the center and the quarterback and all receivers. It was the most stupid play possible. So that would probably be my Mount Rushmore. I love Wayne Corbett. That's probably my favorite Jet of all time. So I don't know if you put him up there, but fan favorite wise, he'd be up there.
I mean, this is your Mount Rushmore. It doesn't, there's no wrong answer here. I mean,
Sure. So
I'm just glad you didn't mention Keyshawn Johnson because I hate that jerk.
Oh, dude, Keyshawn's the reason I actually have some sort of favoritism towards USC in college. Because that was the first
Really?
draft I remember as a kid.
Yeah, Wayne.
Really?
Yeah,
You're welcome for the 2 first-round picks, by the way.
I'm
Dude,
sorry.
no, it was
I
one,
met
right?
him. I met him.
You're saying
No,
for
it was
Keyshawn.
2.
Keyshawn
We
was
did 2
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Keyshawn and then 2 for
One for
Gruden.
Reedus.
And then 1 for
Yeah.
Grievous. So you're
Well,
welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
you know, I met him at his restaurant and I hate him. So there is that.
Yeah, I saw
Trash.
I saw Wayne Corbett live against the Bucs. I think it was in
I know which game.
That was
2000. Yeah,
That was
when
the
he caught,
Curtis Martin throw.
yeah, where he caught that
Jesus
halfback pass.
Christ.
Oh
Yep,
my
yep,
goodness!
yep.
And
He
like
threw
pouring
the
rain.
glove off in the backfield.
Yeah,
Loved it.
that was a tough game to lose, but man, it was fun watching those guys play. They were very special. I would say, just one name, and it was mentioned here, John Abraham. I really like
Oh,
John.
dude, filthy.
Yeah, I really like John
Filthy.
Abraham's game.
He was
Yeah.
so good. We really have
Mhm.
not had an edge rusher. Carl Lawson was supposed to be the first edge rusher we've had since we traded away Abraham back in 2006, I
Yeah.
think.
I think
5.
you'll like him though. I just hope he gets healthy. That sucks, that injury.
Yeah, torn Achilles. We're worried about like that burst now. So now it's like, okay, we want to get Thibodeau or Hutchinson early in the draft. Both
think-
might be gone.
You know, I think with technology and medicine, sports medicine now, it's not as catastrophic as what it has been.
Mhm.
Well, Cam Akers, man.
Yeah.
Talk about a
Jesus.
medical
This guy
mystery.
is
5 months, 6 months.
he's a freak of nature.
Kobe, the hardest worker of all time, took him a year.
I mean, I think OJ's just now getting to where he's decent with the Achilles injury he had.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
Cam Akers is cutting like it's better than what he did at FSU.
yeah, it's tough to come back from. That's for sure.
Yeah, Ramona's dropping some names. Joe Klecko, as you mentioned, Moss,
Santana.
Santana Moss.
Santana Moss.
Bart Scott. Yeah. That's
My
a good
favorite
Scott.
Martin. Curtis, my favorite Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't Demario Davis early in his career in the Jets?
Demario Davis started his career with the Jets. So did Jonathan Vilma. Both
Yeah,
wound up on the
Vilma.
Saints.
Yeah,
Yes.
Velma Flintstone. Yeah, I can't.
Just
Uh,
get
there-
Vilma off the.
I wanted Reggie
telecast.
Bush in the worst way that 2004 or 5 draft, whatever it was. I was like, oh, Jets and Saints are talking trade. Are they going up to get him? And then they wanted 2 first-round picks and a second, I think. And we're like, nah,
Mhm.
we're good.
Mhm.
Probably one of the best non-trades we've ever done.
Was that the DeBrickashaw draft? Yeah.
Yeah, we got the Brickashaw and Mangold that year in the first
Okay.
round because that was the year we traded away John Abraham. We
Oh,
had the Falcons late
Yep.
first.
You know, it's interesting the parallels between the Bucs and the Jets. I mean, it's just been a labor of love.
How many
Just
Super Bowls do the Jets have?
one.
So they're pretty. Yeah, I mean, matchup is actually not that dissimilar. Minus
Exactly,
Brady.
and it's just I don't know. It's to me, it's been the general managers. The general managers they put in place have just been piss poor.
Oh,
And I don't know what being a Bucs fan, we've dealt with that too with Bruce Allen and Mark Dominic. So I feel your pain with what you guys have gone through, and then you have Adam Gase of, geez, Louise, man, that's
Dude, we were so pumped on Sam Darnold after year 1, and then like I love Todd Bowles. I'm a big Todd Bowles fan. He wasn't a very good head coach, but like incredible defensive coordinator. And then we bring in Adam Gase, and I'm just like, no, any hope that Sam Darnold had just got flushed down the toilet. And we've just been waiting in purgatory for 2 years.
So let me ask you this, and this is an interesting question here.
Mhm.
With Todd Bowles being there, did he get the same opportunities as everybody else? In your opinion, did he get, I mean, as far as quality talent that he was drafting, getting guys that fit his system, or was there enough time for him to get everybody into his system and start working on it? What do you think about that? I mean, now you have hindsight 2020.
Sure.
You can look back on it. You can look at some of the other coaches that are here now or that have been here. Did he get a fair shake, or did he get enough time to implement his system?
So one thing I will give the Jets a lot of credit on is their ownership is very patient with head coaches, even when the media and the fans are calling for heads. Like Rex stayed like probably 2 years beyond when he should have. Bowles, I think, came in 2015. So we had him for 15, 16, 17, 18.
Mhm.
And then we had Bowles 19, 20. Yeah. So we had him for 4 years. I think Bowles' biggest issue was that he had McCagnon as his GM. We just could not get anything going. He winds up drafting a safety in Jamal Adams in the top of the draft. He takes Leonard Williams in his first draft after already having Sheldon Richardson and Muhammad Wilkerson on the team. Then he goes back to I guess he doesn't go back to the level. We took Quinnen Williams with Douglas.
That was Douglas.
No, Douglas didn't take Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams was a McCagnon pick. So we literally took 3.
Oh wow.
Mm.
We had like so many defensive tackles. We were just gonna have defensive tackles as wide receivers. Like that's how bad it was, GM wise, when Bowles was here. So it's not so much. I think he'll get another shot as a head coach for sure. I think he's earned that.
I forget Quinnen Williams is a 3-year player.
Quinnen Williams is his 3rd year. Yeah, he has been solid, but I think the lack of an edge rush for us has kind of hurt him. He's also kind of been tasked with double teams a lot early in his career, just clog up the middle. This year he was a little bit more kind of let loose. But again, no loss and no Curry definitely hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I can feel your pain right there because you look at the Bucs 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and you look at the edge rushers. You actually look at the defensive line the Bucs had. It was just I just get emotional thinking about it. It's that bad. It really was that bad.
And that was when Gerald McCoy started his downturn too.
We had a guy humping a palm tree. That was one of our
Swaggy
Baker was humping a palm tree and talking about food trucks and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it just, again, it's just like night and day, the way things kind of changed. Everything kind of fell into place. And what I will say is your general manager and your head coach have to work together. They just do. It just has happened that way. So
and you got 2 good ones right now.
Yeah. And fortunately for the Bucs, everything kind of fell in place and, just kind of went from there. And, for you guys, and I'm wondering with your general manager and with the head coach, Saleh, this is his first year. You kind of have to give him a pass. How comfortable on a scale of 1 to 10 are you with this combination going forward?
I'm really, really comfortable. I think Joe Douglas is the best GM I've seen since I've been a Jet fan. It just, a lot of his picks and decisions seem to make a lot of sense. He's not spending a lot of money in free agency. He's signing guys to 1-year deals. If they're really young, high upside guys, then maybe he'll go for a 3 like Corey Davis or Carl Lawson. But by and large, he's getting rid of a lot of contracts. CJ Mosley opting out last year really hurt his rebuild because we're stuck with him next year. And he's at like $17.5 million, like really brutal contract. That's the last one. We're still technically paying Tremaine Johnson this year, and we cut him like 2 years ago. And his salary, his dead cap salary for this year, is higher than the combination of all our cornerbacks put together. Like it's a joke. Yeah. So I really like what Douglas is doing. He has been one of the best trade GMs in
he's good with he's cap friendly. He
oh my God. You talk about the Jamal Adams trade getting 2 firsts and a third, and then you get a 2, a 4, and a 6 for Sam. You trade away Herndon for a 4th. You get I don't know. He's had probably like 7 or 8 trades since he's been here that have just led to this stockpile of picks that the Jets have. I think we have like 9 picks this season and 5 in the top 100, I think. So the Jets are in a pretty decent position.
Yeah, number 8. If you look at everything, the Dolphins are number 1, and Chargers are 2, but it looks like you guys are 8, and the Bucs are 16. Intriguing. So, again, and as my man Pless says, salary cap is a myth. Remember that.
But the better you play it on early, especially when you have a or a rookie QB contract, I mean, that's just. I mean, if Zach Wilson, like you're saying, if he, let's say, finishes the season strong, takes that next step next year, then that means 2023 you can actually go all in.
Yeah, we're definitely on this rise of kind of resetting our salary cap and then just sort of figuring out Zach Wilson. It's tough because you don't want to like overly invest in a ton of things and wind up with like bad contracts because they want a sustainable solution. And when you're bringing in free agents left and right, it's guys that did really well on other teams that you're now trying to switch systems on and try to get them to play within your system while also paying them a premium on their contract. So,
Right.
it's going to be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, it all starts in the draft, right? And with the Jets drafting better, like you said, having a really good draft class this past season, that's a great way to start. That's how you build your team, getting the guys like Michael Carter in the secondary, building your depth at offensive line with Elijah Vera Tucker, those kind of picks. It means a lot. And especially now going into this offseason, you can continue to add to that, especially having 2 top 10 first round picks. There's a lot of avenues you can go. So it just gives you versatility, but also allows you to build that foundation, that you're looking for.
Yeah, I was looking at your offensive line. I think the only person I recognize is Dan Freeney.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
You don't know Carter McGovern?
Okay,
McGovern's out.
McGovern. Okay, but I mean,
McGovern's got an MCL. He's out for the year, most likely. Becton shut down for the year.
People that are actually.
Yeah, our offensive line went from the worst in football for 2 years to like, I think we're sitting somewhere around 16, 17, 18 for the O-line. And that's without Becton all year. AVT as a rookie. McGovern really started clicking. And then the trade with the Chiefs to get LDT really helped this offensive line. We really started seeing a better running game since he's come in. And then Morgan Moses on the right-hand side was a staple in Washington for like 8 years, 9 years, barely missed a game, at all. He's been solid for us. George Fant was our starting right tackle at the beginning of the season, has played, I think, top 5 or top 10 left tackle basically all season. He just gave up his first sack like 3 weeks ago. So he's been incredible for what we've had. But solid average offensive line is much better than what we've had the last few years.
I have a question on Chuma Edoga. Like, has he shown anything, or is he just kind of relegated as a backup as of now?
He's going to be a backup. He was brought in after we drafted Sam because he was the USC right tackle, I think. I could be wrong. He might have been left tackle, but we brought him in. He really hasn't played well, and he's been relegated to backup duty. And even then, it's like 4th-ish string because you have Becton, Moses, Fant, McDermott, and then Edoga. And I don't know if Edoga is healthy right now. I could be wrong on that, but he's been pretty disappointing. We'll hold on to him for next year, I would think, as depth. But
yeah, I just ask because he got a lot of hype pre-draft, and I just he was someone that I thought, okay, maybe he'll be something down the road.
Yeah, I was surprised he did not pan out at least a little bit better than what we saw from him.
Okay.
So real quick, with Saleh being your head coach, how comfortable are you with him being in a head coach? Has he shown that he can lead your team to the playoffs? He can, at least be competition for the division rivals. I mean, how comfortable are you with Saleh right now?
I really like this because this is a head coach that I feel like I can be proud of, where I didn't feel that way with Adam Gase. I liked Bowles. I liked Rex.
Yeah, he was kind of an embarrassment.
I like all the head coaches we've had except for Gase.
Yeah, he's the drunk uncle that shows up to pick you up from school. That's Adam Gase right there.
I'll just never forget that press conference with
the first one with the eyes going.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on here?
The first day on the job.
I'm like, let me watch Men in Black again because I think that this guy's an alien.
Yeah, like he was definitely on something.
Yeah, he was.
Brutal. I like Robert Saleh though. I like where our coaching staff is headed. I really like that he brought over Mike LaFleur. I think that was a huge addition to the coaching staff. Ever since he moved from on the sideline to up in the booth, his play calling has gotten drastically better. As far as Saleh goes, there's going to be things that he has to try and figure out and work his way through. It just sort of takes time. That's clock management. It's kind of, he's done a good job of stepping back, and we haven't seen his fingerprints all over the defense yet by any means. It's really been Ulbrich.
Bro, there are coaches right now that have been in the league for a while that haven't figured out clock management. So You
Don't
know,
tell me that. I want him to figure it out.
no, I'm just saying, you know, considering where he's at, and he seems to be very detail oriented with what he does.
Mhm.
You know, it's you know, it looks like that could be a good fit for the Jets.
Yeah, 100%. I think the demeanor's good. Robert Saleh actually had his brother in one of the trade center, one of the towers on 9/11, and he got out before the towers collapsed. So there's a special kind of bond with Saleh and the city of New York, and just kind of everything that he seems to embody. Like, this guy's running like bleachers before games. Like, I know it has nothing to do with his coaching ability, but it's just like this guy seems like someone you want to be proud of, as opposed to like where we just came from.
Well, he's young and energetic, but he also has a brain. I feel like coaches get put in like a ball and like a stereotype, like you're the offensive guru, or you're the defensive guru, or you're the QB guy, or you're the energy guy, like Dan Quinn. Like, you know, there's all these kind of buckets, and I like when these coaches can work into a couple, because, you know, you're gonna have to, as a coach, you're a mentor. Like, you have all of these young 20 somethings, you know, some older guys. You have to balance all of those egos.
He's better than
like,
Urban Meyer, I'll tell you that.
You sure? It's kind of hard to be better than Urban Meyer.
You know, the bar is pretty low.
Hey, I told you as soon as he got hired, he wouldn't last the year.
You know what? We both won bets because we got the under on 3 years. So shout out to KB and myself. I'm patting myself on the back real quick because we won.
Oh man.
And it wasn't even health issues either this time. He just got fired.
Dude, just a train wreck down there. Like,
hey, let's talk about who haven't they interviewed or requested an interview from. I swear to God, they've requested
Eric
30
Bieniemy.
interviews.
They have not
except Eric Bieniemy. Everyone, Bowles, Leftwich, the Indianapolis defensive coordinator. What's his face? The Cowboys, both their coordinators. They literally requested everyone.
Yeah, my cousin Peanut that plays Madden all the time, they requested an interview with him too. I mean, but not Eric Bieniemy.
I don't know what's going on with Bieniemy, but it seems like he pissed in someone's Cheerios, because it's like this is like the third coaching carousel that he's just not getting calls on. Like, I did a little bit of research into him last year because of like the Jets looking for a head coach, and like it seems like he's got some stuff that maybe isn't so great in his past from his time at Colorado. That you may not want your head coach to have, but I don't think other head coaches haven't had to overcome certain other situations as well.
Intriguing.
I thought this last carousel was when Bieniemy was going to get hired, and I was a little surprised.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, you know, Jaguars calling all these people all to just hire Doug Peterson as the next coach.
They already brought him in?
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as they tweeted out that it was Bowles and Leftwich and then Moore and Peterson, I was like, okay, well, we're going to get...
Why did they even bother?
Well, it's the Rooney Rule.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. So,
one thing on Bieniemy, I think maybe he's got a promise from the Chiefs. I don't know.
Maybe... What's surprising me about the Leftwich thing and Bieniemy, because Bieniemy, for instance, might not have a tree with him, and he might have those issues in Colorado, which I'm completely unfamiliar with, absolutely no clue about that. But like Leftwich, for instance, yeah, he's got the Bruce Arians coaching tree, but he's been a coordinator for 3 years. One of them in Arizona, where BA wasn't even there, and then the 2 years with Brady, which, I mean, for God, the amount of things that have gone wrong on offense, considering you have Brady and the offensive talent, doesn't really scream head coach, let alone he doesn't have a decade's worth of college or NFL experience where all of those connections, like, it's not the head coach. As we learned with BA is a great facilitator and letting people do what they do best. And I think all of the best head coaches in the NFL, minus, the offensive coordinators who like to call their own plays, for instance. But for the most part, like, even Sean Payton's got Dan Campbell. He's got other people who've gotten head coach opportunities. Yeah. But like Leftwich literally has BA alone, and 90% of who BA trusts in the NFL circuit all coach for him now. So if he goes somewhere, he maybe gets to steal 2 people who get a promotion for his coordinator spots. But he's not bringing anyone. Right. But Bieniemy has a little bit more season to him, which is why I'm confused because he was also fresh with Mahomes.
I think the issue with Bieniemy is, and partially Andy Reid calls all the plays. He's huge in developing the quarterbacks, and also their quarterback coach Mike Kafka is like elite. Like I would have brought him in as our offensive coordinator in a heartbeat. Like no questions asked. Like this guy is absolutely legit. And for Bieniemy to kind of be sitting in no man's land between like the guy that calls the plays and the guy that actually groomed the quarterback is this really weird sort of situation. And I think that
is an interesting conversation right here, what you're talking about. You know, just because I was unaware of any issues in Colorado, you know, that's something definitely to research. And just basically understanding how Andy Reid is calling the plays and it's not Bieniemy. Is this a thing where Bieniemy's learning from him, or
yeah, but Bieniemy's also taken interviews. It's not like, for instance, like, you know, only a couple people have extended him, you know, opportunities here. Like he's gotten probably 80 to 90% of the openings he's been in the building for. That's what's weird about this whole situation.
So maybe it's the interview process. That could potentially be it. Mr. Smith, how you doing? Shout out from Brandon, Florida. Yeah, I have to get over to that mall sometime. I will be in Tampa eventually for the Gasparilla Parade. I will actually be in the parade.
Oh, there you go. I've heard good things about that. I have family that lives in Tampa, in Sarasota, Fort Lauderdale. My whole family's down in Florida. So
hey, shout out to your family. There you go, bro.
Now Gasparilla is like its own.
Actually, not super proud of it, but I saw a T Swift concert there like a bunch of years ago.
Hey, T Swizzle, we love T Swizzle.
There we go. Well, guys, thank you so much, everybody, for coming on. Ryan, you know, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
All right. So, like the guys said before, Jets Talk 24/7, my YouTube channel. I have other social media, but basically YouTube's the main one. I go live Mondays and Tuesdays, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And then I do my post-game lives after the games. I do my every throws from Zach Wilson. So if you want to have an idea of what Zach Wilson has looked like the last few weeks, or this entire season, you can hop over to my channel. You'll see every throw from Zach Wilson and get a good idea of who you could be going up against this Sunday.
Nice. Very nice. I do want to try to get something together where we talk about when we get around the draft. I may be in Vegas for the draft.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool.
I'm really thinking seriously about it. But I would love to have you on. If I'm not there, I'd love to have you on the show and get your insight on, you know, what the Jets are going to do and just how things are going. Before we go, I want to kind of get your predictions. We don't give predictions on the Bucs games, unfortunately, because we're superstitious. But I'm gonna and thank you, Kevin Myers, for bringing that up. I'm gonna kind of go down the list of games that I have that I'm kind of curious about. Atlanta versus Buffalo, and who do you have?
Atlanta versus Buffalo. I would say Buffalo pretty easily. Like I think Josh Allen is really good. Like I thought he was going to be the MVP this year. I thought the Bills were going to be the AFC Super Bowl team, and the Bucs were going to be the NFC Super Bowl team. So I'm definitely high on the Bills. They're in a weird skid right now that's like not great. But I trust the Bills more than I trust the Falcons.
Yeah. Okay, Pless, who you got?
Oh, Buffalo.
Okay.
Don't even ask me, Gene.
Okay, I got you for Atlanta. Got it.
Okay.
All right. The Giants versus Chicago. I personally am taking Chicago.
That's an interesting one. I don't know who I would root for because I guess I would root for the Giants to win because I think that bumps up the Jets pick from Seattle because the Giants are picking 5th. So I'm gonna root for the Giants, but that's a hot steaming pile of not good.
Yeah, it's very unbueno. So you got the Giants?
I got the Giants. Yeah.
Okay.
Giants.
AB?
Bears.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying the Giants because I support Jets. Ryan's thinking here, so
I support it too, but I just can't pick it.
If under my head, I'm probably taking the Bears, but I'll take the Giants.
Yeah, but the thing about the Bears is who the hell's going to start at QB? Like, that's the only thing. At least the Giants know who the hell's practicing this week.
Yeah. This is true.
Go Jake Fromm.
Jake from State Farm. There we go. Okay, Kansas City, Cincinnati.
That's a great
game of the
game.
week.
That's
Game of
a
the week.
really good game.
Yeah.
Number one seed implications too.
Joe Burrow is out playing out of his freaking mind right now.
But the thing about the Bengals, this is why I'm going to take the Chiefs. The Chiefs have played a little bit more stable, both sides of the ball. The Bengals, they are just so high or so low.
Mhm.
Like there's just no in between there. So give me the team that's going to be a little bit more steady.
Yeah, Chiefs.
I think that makes a lot of
Okay.
sense. Yeah, I'd say the Chiefs too.
Okay.
I mean, heck, the
KC,
Jets beat the
rewind.
Bengals.
But I'm rooting for the Bengals because I love chaos.
And I hate Kansas City. FYI. I hate them. Those jerks. Listen, Ryan, I had somebody from the Chiefs on, and I said, okay, do you know who Vita Vea is? Oh, well, it probably won't matter because the Chiefs are going to do this.
Mahomes will just run around him, is what he said.
Mahomes will
word
just
for
run
word.
around him. I don't know who this Vita Vea guy is, but Mahomes will just run
And
they'll
then
put
talked
ball.
about the offensive line and all the backups,
And
which
then-
obviously they love throwing out as an excuse now. But for instance, all the backups, and it was Shaq Barrett. He won't get past what's his face, who did bad for the Broncos a couple of years ago, whoever his name was.
Sounds like you guys talked to someone who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about.
Well, they allegedly. I'm going to throw the air quotes.
Well, no, it's because it was basically the whole mindset was Mahomes trumps all, and that's basically the Chiefs' mindset.
And this was the
And their fan base, they were all in our chat saying the same thing. Like,
well, this was the thing. The Chiefs fans watched the Bucs games up till halftime of Week 12, and then I guess they didn't realize that.
well, no, it's because we sucked all the primetime games that we played. Like,
Well-
there's literally a stat that Brady past his bedtime is like well below 500 in a Bucs uniform. That's why
If
I'm
you find
rooting
that
for us
stat,
to
I
have
need
these
to- I
1
need to
o'clock
know it.
kickoffs in the playoffs. I don't want those 8 o'clock or the Monday night
we
games
don't
of that
need
first
these
round.
things. All right, Miami, Tennessee.
Ooh, so TD Finn's talk is huge in the Dolphins getting into the playoffs, and they need this game. I don't think there's any way other than the Jaguars beating the Patriots for the Dolphins to get into the playoffs. So I think the Dolphins want it more. I'll root for the Dolphins over the Titans. It's kind of a coin flip for me because no Derrick Henry is kind of a uncertainty, I guess, for Tennessee, even though they've played, I think, relatively well. I'm pretty sure I watched.
You know what? And this is the worst. This is horrible to say. I'm still not sold on Ryan Tannehill. I can't be sold on him. He's the Kirk Cousins of the AFC.
That's a good thing. That's a good way to put it. Because, dude, I was all on board with the Jets going after Kirk when he was leaving Washington. But I can totally understand,
You can't
high caliber wins are just
They
not
paid
there.
him more than Tom Brady.
You can't put a game on his shoulders and say, "Hey, you're going to carry us to the playoffs." It just won't happen.
Well, they literally
I agree.
he did that to Derrick Henry, and that's the only reason they won the playoff games was because Tannehill threw less than 10 passes.
Mhm.
And then proceeded to pay him $30 million when Vrabel has that close relationship with Brady, and they were at the basketball game and whatnot.
Mhm.
Stuck
Oh,
with Tannehill.
So I'm going with Miami personally.
Dolphins.
I'm going Miami, but the only detractor I would say is AJ Brown being back is the only way I can see the Titans winning because he went off again in his first week back.
Because they try to call Shaq Barrett the invisible, but it should be probably Julio Jones is invisible more so than anybody.
Imagine what did they give a second for him?
And a child and a king's ransom.
Well, you would think on paper a second for Julio doesn't sound like a big deal, but man,
it's not the same as giving up. What did the Bucs give up a 3rd round pick for JPP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that was because the Giants were literally saying, "Oh, he doesn't fit our 3-4 scheme." Like Julio Jones 2 years ago was still Julio Jones. He just can't score TDs for whatever reason. But I mean, he's still a monster. And then last year was his injury bug, so it was okay, it's a 1-year thing. But now,
if you look at Julio, he just hasn't been able to stay on the field. The best ability is what?
Okay, Dirk Cutter.
Availability. There you go. So,
only thing Gene learned from the Dirk Cutter administration.
That's the only thing I cared to learn from that jerk. Okay, Las Vegas and Indianapolis. Indianapolis is sneaky good. Just FYI for you guys that don't know, for everybody keeping score at home, Indianapolis is
Carson
very,
Wentz may not play.
I hope I have a Raiders buddy that's like, he's been a Raiders fan forever, and I was like, dude, are you nervous that Carson Wentz isn't gonna play and they're gonna bring the corpse of Phillip Rivers out to fucking play again? They're gonna sign him this week and just he's been having another 20 kids or whatever he's got going on. Like, I think Jonathan Taylor is incredible. I think he probably wins MVP of the league. I would say Colts, even if Wentz is not playing.
I'm sorry. I'm going
Same
to
here.
rethink this. I'm going Las Vegas on this one, man.
You know, I'm a big
Las
Rich
Vegas doesn't
Bisaccia
match.
guy.
I love
I
the
got to
coach.
defend my guy.
Yeah, Pistachio is my guy. All right.
Yeah, I have the Colts.
Okay, Jacksonville and New England. You know
Patriots.
what? New England
Yeah,
is a fraud, but go ahead.
New England.
I want nothing more than Jacksonville to win and just keep dropping down the draft board. Like, come on. Like, we almost had it. Trevor Lawrence literally ran out of bounds 5 yards before the game-winning touchdown because he's a wimp. He's a
And he
wuss. Doesn't
spiked
care about
that
football.
ball.
He spiked. it
How
too.
do you spike that ball with 3rd down and goal at
Third
the
and
2?
one, spike the ball. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, what? Like, not that of course, I'm okay
Yeah,
with the win, but man,
with
I
winning.
would have loved a loss and wind up
Coming from the
2 picks.
Bucks, the beginning of the draft sounds great on paper. Take the wins.
Mhm.
You don't know what's going to happen free agency, or obviously you're not going to always luck into Tom Brady, but you want that culture with Saleh. You want those players buying in.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. All right.
We had
Phil-
20 guys out on the COVID list last week, and no head coach, no start,
what?
top
Just-
3 receivers off. Like, shit, we had no one. So like,
And you
losing on the
still
last
won.
play would have been like,
That's what you
fine.
need, baby.
Like Zach played all right. Like, I don't know.
Mhm.
I know, man. And again, it's
Don't worry,
just-
they'll mess up the number 1 pick, whoever it is.
exactly.
That's true.
And
That's
it's just
true.
a labor of love, man. You just have to just hang with your team no matter what, and just thick and
Yeah.
thin. You just have to be there. And that's why I
Jaguars.
love-
I was going to say Jaguars definitely planned that loss. So
Okay, Philadelphia and WTF.
I like Jalen Hurts. I do.
Eagles.
And Washington has not been very good defensively. I took
Um,
them in my fantasy football league this year in like 3 different leagues, and man, they've burned
No, it's
me.
because of that playoff schedule on paper. It looked good.
Oh, dude, it looked so good. I'm gonna say Eagles.
I'm going with
Eagles.
WTF.
Jalen Hurts. I need him to ride my fiance to her first ever fantasy championship. So we're going Jalen.
I don't know if you want to.
What mama wants, mama
I need
gets.
her to ride
I
my
love it.
fiance. No,
KB, what mama wants, mama gets. I love it. And you know what? Just because of that, I'm going Philadelphia. I'm changing from WTF to Philly.
Good. I can't believe I just said that.
it's all right. I said something about like
No, it's all good.
swallowing something yesterday on my stream. I was like, damn it, I'm gonna get all these fucking clips. There we go.
Bless, who you got, man?
oh, I
We
said
got the
Eagles. Yeah.
Eagles. All right,
Eagles
well, so
season.
we're all in agreement. I switched up because I want the missus to get it. Okay, the Rams and the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm.
I'm gonna say the Rams. No more, unless I don't think Lamar's playing yet. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
He's limping, man. I have to go Ravens just because. Actually, no, I'm going reverse psychology here. I'm going the Packers because I want them to fucking lose so we can move. Wait, no, I'm going the Rams, excuse me, because I want them to lose so we go straight from 4-2. No messing around. No even worrying about week 18 against the 49ers.
I've got the mercy rule on deck. LA.
I don't know why I
Why?
said Packers. I meant Rams.
Yeah, Rams are going to win. I need a big day from Matt Stafford for my fantasy purposes. So
I need Lamar Jackson back. But that ain't happening. Tyler Huntley on standby.
So we're all in agreement. The Rams. Okay, the Houston Texans versus the 49ers. And I'm going to go upset special. Houston in an upset. Trust and believe me. You heard it right here.
That's exactly
Trey
what I
Lance
was gonna go
breakout
for.
game.
I was
Trey
going to
Lance
go the
breakout
same
game.
way. I think Houston is. They've won 2 in a row now. I think this is an upset.
Yep. Houston beat San Francisco. What do you guys got?
Give me Trey
Yeah.
Lance.
I got Niners. I need their
Wow.
defense.
I
Defense.
love it.
level.
We're split down the middle here. I like it. Be likey.
Well,
All
the
right.
49ers need this to solidify their playoff spot.
Yeah.
They can't
Okay.
afford to go 0-2.
Nick Bosa should have a big day. So
Arizona versus Dallas. I think Dallas wins by 3 touchdowns.
I like
love
Dallas. I
Dallas
think
to
Dallas is
lose.
really good. CeeDee Lamb is like my dude.
Lamb chops.
So I'm going Dallas here.
Yeah, Dallas easy. Arizona's not the same without DeAndre Hopkins.
Fuck it, give me Arizona.
Are you kidding me, bro? Okay.
I love Micah,
It's a good call.
but like if Kyler just gets out of the pocket, the Cowboys just aren't that good. And Trayvon Diggs isn't that good, Gene.
You're right.
He can
You're
just catch. He's a DB that can just actually catch the ball because
11
hands
interceptions.
running
How can
the.
you say he's not good.
He's
Dude's
got above. He's a cornerback.
He's
with
given up more deep passes, like over 20 yards, than he has interceptions, and that's saying a lot.
Oh, Ramona K is saying the Arizona wins. Ramona, I'm gonna hold you to that. Watch. All right.
J.J. Watt toughness brings him to victory.
There you go.
No, it's all on Kyler. I'm literally just throwing it all in on Kyler.
Carolina playing at Little Caesar Stadium against the Aints.
I'm all day Saints, baby. 100%.
That's right. And I bet $5, and every time I bet on the Saints, they lose.
Oh no! Did you bet on the Saints?
Sure did.
Damn it!
Just
No,
because
I want the better pick. We got the
when
second
I played
pick.
Miami,
Second round
I
pick.
put $5 on Miami to on the Saints to win, just like and praying to NFL Jesus. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I religiously follow NFL Jesus. You know who NFL Jesus is?
I don't.
You should.
He
Shame on you.
sacrificed alcohol all playoffs last year.
Gave up alcohol, and the Bucs won a Super Bowl because of NFL Jesus. I don't know if
he's going to do it again, and if he doesn't, if I catch him even sniffing a bar, I'm literally going to go to Arizona and whack him.
Panthers win.
Exactly. So as soon as the playoffs get here, I'm going to go to NFL Jesus. Hey, I'm giving up alcohol. Just give us a Super Bowl, and it's going to happen. Trust and believe me. So right now, I'm celebrating the NFC South Championship. By the way, FYI, shout out to all
the
the
Panthers
out there.
I'm going with plus here.
Yeah, Panthers.
Okay, Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to go with the Saints. Just hopefully they'll lose because they're the axis of evil.
Going my reverse psychology for the Rams.
Exactly. I'm going with the Saints because they're the axis of evil. All right. Now, this is going to be an interesting game. And you guys may think I'm crazy, but Detroit versus Seattle at Seattle. I've got Detroit.
I'm hoping Detroit because if Detroit wins, the Jets' draft position could, in theory, get better. But them beating Seattle helps us immensely with Seattle's first-round pick. So I'm a big Detroit fan this week.
So where are you guys? So currently, where are you guys sitting with the draft?
4 and 6.
We're at 4, and Seattle's pick is at 6. And right now, the Seattle Seahawks are tied. Hold on, let me just pull up Tankathon. So yeah, Seattle.
I love that we have sites dedicated to this.
Seattle's at 5 and 10. If Detroit winds up winning and Carolina winds up losing, I mean, it's great. That's what winds up happening. So if the Giants win, everyone moves up. And then I guess Seattle's strength of schedule winds up being pretty
better than the Panthers.
It'll be better once they play Detroit, right? Because I guess Detroit getting a win knocks them back. I don't know. Interesting. Either way, I'm a Detroit fan this week.
Well, it's the NFC West is what I'd contribute to because the NFC South's been playing the AFC East, which no offense.
I just love Amon Ra. That's my guy.
Detroit and the Giants are going to win, so it's going to be a good day, Ryan.
I hope
Amon Ra. Okay,
I'm rooting for the Texans too.
Okay, Kurt, not my cousins versus Aaron Rodgers, man bun.
Aaron Rodgers is going to clinch the 1 seed. Next
with
question.
The man bun.
Go Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook is the only chance we have. He beat him last year. Dalvin Cook is playing. Came off the COVID list.
He's playing.
Came off the COVID list.
Yes.
Oh, it's on now.
Go Dalvin Cook.
But Adam Thielen's out for the year.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, for surgery on his ankle.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still going Kurt, not my cousins.
That's just one I would love to go reverse psychology. I just don't see how the Vikings do it.
I'm sorry.
Because they already won their game. They normally do one upset each year against the Packers.
All right. Here we
go. Vikings are number 1 in sacks. I mean, they're going to sack Aaron Rodgers, I think.
Yeah, I thought that last week too, but then
hopefully they just grab him by his man bun. Because
didn't they play the Rams last week?
Do some Ndamukong Suh stuff to him.
It was a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I know.
Until the end, obviously.
All right, here we go. Last game. Ryan, I know you're ready to go home. And housework and everything. I can see the look. I can see the eye of the tiger right here, man. But anyway, Cleveland versus the Squealers.
I'm gonna go Cleveland. I don't know what's going on with the Steelers, but man, Najee Harris and Chase Claypool did me dirty at the end of the regular season.
You know why?
So-
Because they're too busy celebrating. They're
it's brutal.
up for the gram.
100%. I'm gonna go. I'm going Browns.
It's all about the gram, right?
I'm gonna say.
Oh, yep.
I'm gonna say tie.
They forfeit the game. With the Jets losing 20 players last week, I was hoping the NFL was going to move the game and forfeit the Jets so that way the Jags won and we got the first pick.
Right.
Oh my God, it would have been great.
You know what? It would be great if this game started at 4:20 and then kind of go on, but it won't. But I'm going with Pittsburgh because I hate Baker Mayfield. Guy's a moron.
I'm going Pittsburgh only because, again, my fiance needs Deontay Johnson to give her another garbage time touchdown and Najee Harris.
I'm going with Pittsburgh then, just so your fiance wins it all.
She needs it.
All right. Just let her know that I switched up my pick.
I will.
That jerk Baker Mayfield, we're going with the
Did you see his wife trying to claim basically he's better than Brett Favre and a couple other quarterbacks who didn't, because she claimed like their first couple years, whatever. Remember, Brett Favre didn't play his first year because he was in Atlanta,
right?
And I forgot who the other quarterback was, but didn't start the first year as well.
I don't get it. These quarterback wives, Jackson Mahomes, Cleveland's or Baker Mayfield's wife, and
she's looking for $40 million a year, Gene.
It's unbelievable.
She can divorce Baker and get half.
It's just too much for me.
Says the guy with the fiance. What are you doing?
Exactly.
Hey, no, my fiance makes more than me.
There better be a
I'm
no
in the same boat.
clause. This is ridiculous. But anyway, Ryan, thank you so much, man. I want to hang out with you. If I'm not in Vegas, I want to get us all together and at least get your thoughts on the draft and anybody in your division, man. This has been awesome. I love hanging out with you. Dan Martin pretty much dismissed all you guys at the beginning of the season when I had the Buffalo Bills on, and he was sweating bricks, and I wasn't sure. I had to make sure he wasn't on suicide watch, after what the skid that the Buffalo Bills went on. But he's all right. He's kind of leveled out a little bit, and I like that.
Thank you so much for having me on, guys. It's really been a lot of fun.
You are a friend of the show. Buck what you heard. You welcome on this pirate ship anytime. You're not on the flight deck right now, man. You are on the pirate ship. I'm the captain of this ship. This is what we do, man. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm going to let you go ahead and have the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for doing this, man.
And before we log off, give us an Antoine Winfield piece.
Oh yeah. You got to give us a peace sign. Got to throw the peace sign, bro. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and roll up out of here. We are out. Peace.